If you're a parent trying to prepare your kids for the real world, or a teenager wondering why everything feels so expensive, this video is for you. I'm going to expose the 5 biggest lies about money that they deliberately keep from you in school. And by the end, you'll understand why so many families are struggling even when they're doing everything right. Here's the uncomfortable truth. If you don't understand how money and banking really work, you're playing a game where the rules are hidden from you. And that's exactly how they want it. The people who control the money system benefit when you don't understand it. So let's change that, starting right now. Lie number 1. Money is backed by gold and has real value. This is probably the biggest lie of all. Your parents might remember when money was actually backed by gold, but that ended in 1971. Today's money, whether it's cash in your wallet or numbers in your bank account, is backed by absolutely nothing except the government's promise that it has value. Banks and governments can literally create new money out of thin air. When they say they're printing money, they're not just being dramatic, they're actually creating new money that didn't exist before. And every time they do this, the money you already have becomes worth less. It's like diluting a drink. The more water you add, the weaker it gets. Lie number 2. Inflation is normal and just happens. They want you to think inflation is like the weather, something that just happens naturally. But that's not true. Most inflation is caused by deliberate choices made by central banks. When they create new money to fund government spending or bail out banks, that new money has to go somewhere. And where it goes is into higher prices for everything you buy. Since 2020, we've seen the fastest rise in living costs in decades. Your groceries, your rent, your gas, everything costs more. But your allowance or your parents' salaries haven't kept up. This isn't an accident. It's a hidden tax that steals from savers and gives to borrowers, especially the biggest borrowers like governments and corporations. Lie number 3. Banks keep your money safe. When you deposit money in a bank, you probably think it's sitting there in a vault with your name on it, but that's not what happens. Banks immediately lend out most of your money to other people. They only keep a tiny fraction, maybe 10%, actually available for withdrawals. This is called fractional reserve banking, and it means that if everyone tried to get their money out at the same time, there wouldn't be enough. We saw this recently with Silicon Valley Bank and Credit Suisse. When people lost confidence, the banks collapsed almost overnight. Your money isn't just sitting there safely, it's being used to make the bank rich. Approaching another misconception. Lie number 4. Debt is bad, so stay away from it. They teach you that debt is the villain, but that's only half the story. The real truth is that debt isn't bad if you're the one in control of it. Governments run on debt. Big corporations use debt to expand. The wealthy use debt to buy assets that make them richer. But when regular people use debt, they're given the worst terms, the highest interest rates, and the most risk. The system is designed to make debt work for the powerful and against everyone else. It's not debt that's the problem. It's who gets access to the good debt versus the bad debt. Summarizing with concern, lie number 5. You can trust the system to be fair. When banks make bad bets and fail, they get bailed out by taxpayers. When you make a mistake with money, you're told it's about personal responsibility. When big corporations don't pay taxes, it's called smart business. When your family can't pay taxes, it's called tax evasion. Highlighting injustice. The rules are different for different players. The system is designed to benefit those at the top while making everyone else believe it's fair. Recent examples? The 2008 financial crisis, the COVID bailouts, the current inflation crisis. In every case, the people who caused the problems got rescued, while ordinary families paid the price. So why aren't these truths taught in school? If education is supposed to prepare us for life, why do schools teach so little about how money really works? Let's talk about the hidden curriculum. The answer is simple. Keeping people financially ignorant benefits those in power. Schools avoid deep financial topics, even basics about saving, investing, or understanding risks. They'll teach you about the Revolutionary War, but not about how the Federal Reserve was created. They'll teach you algebra, but not about compound interest. Awakening awareness. This isn't an accident. An educated population that understands money is a population that asks uncomfortable questions about why things are the way they are. Visualizing the consequences. The impact of this financial ignorance is all around us. From 2021 to 2024, we've seen the fastest rise in living costs in decades. Families are working harder but getting less. Young people can't afford houses that their parents bought easily. Savers are being punished by inflation while speculators get rich. And through it all, the majority of people don't understand why this is happening. They blame themselves, or they blame the wrong people, because they don't understand the system that's actually causing the problem. Think of it like a hamster wheel. People are running as hard as they can, but they're not getting anywhere. The wheel keeps spinning, but they never reach their destination. And the people watching from the outside the wheel, they're the ones who understand how the system really works. But here's the good news. You don't have to stay on that hamster wheel. Learning even a little about how money actually works puts you ahead of most adults. You can start asking the right questions, making better decisions, and teaching others what you learn. The people who control the system don't want you to understand it. But once you do, you can't be manipulated by it anymore. So what can you do right now? 3 simple steps. First, start asking why about financial rules. Why does money lose value? Why do banks get bailouts? Why can't young people afford homes? Second, learn the basics. Understand inflation, debt, and investing, not the complicated stuff, just the fundamentals that affect your daily life. Third, teach your kids and friends. Share what you learn. That's how real change happens, one conversation at a time. I'll put some recommended resources in the description below, books, channels, and websites where you can learn more. The key is to learn together as a family. These conversations are just as important as any homework assignment. Remember, the biggest danger is trusting others to handle your financial future. The system is designed to make you dependent on experts who may not have your best interests at heart. Stay curious, stay informed, and teach your kids to do the same. Because in a world full of financial lies, the truth is the most powerful weapon you can have. If this video opened your eyes, share it with someone who needs to see it. And remember, questioning the system isn't being negative, it's being responsible. For yourself and for the next generation.